Hey everybody, let's get ready to do the math assignment out of the book. Chapter 6, it's 6.1.3. And one of the things I did first is I went and copied down the problems, and you should probably do the same thing. So you might press pause and write down what I've written down first, right? And then maybe try do some of them, and then I'll give you some hints on some as we go along. And then the same thing with the second page. So these are the two things I've written on my 2 pages to get all the problems done. And why don't you go ahead and press pause and go do that, then look through the problems and see how you did, okay? Or come back and see what hints I have for you for the first day, okay? All right, first thing, always you want to get those easiest 3 points. What are the easiest 3 points in every assignment? It is the heading. The heading now includes actually more than 3 things. You get 3 points for it, but it includes more than 3 things. In fact, fourth quarter, we're adding a 4th thing. Okay, so you have to have your first and last name. Today we got Miguel Cardona. Anybody know who that is? He is the new education secretary for the United States. So when a president gets elected, he gets to pick what's called his cabinet. Those are the people that are going to be in charge of certain things. And the person in charge of education for the whole United States now is this guy, Miguel Cardona. And the thing I like about him over the person he replaced is he was actually a teacher. He taught. And I like that. He has some experience. The last person we had never gone to a public school. They always went to a private school and never had a kid. When they were kids, never had any experience teaching. So I like that he was actually in the trenches with us, right? And kind of knows more of what it's like to be a public school teacher. So that's kind of cool. Miguel Cardona. All right, you always want to put the date. Okay, today we will March 4th. Like that pizzazz from yesterday, right? We will March 4th, and you put your teacher's name and the class. Your teacher teaches more than one class, so put the teacher's name, but also put the class. This is first period. Now, what we're adding for fourth quarter, the expectation is to also, anything out of the book, put which lesson we're learning, okay? So if we're doing page 274, 275, that is the pages right before 6.1.4. So you can go backwards to the beginning of that section. And yes, this is 6.1.3 is what this lesson's all about. Okay, so you want to have that, including the problem numbers. All right, now let's get busy. 6.33, it says use a ruler to draw a line exactly 4 inches long and then mark every half inch. So I got my ruler out. You should have one of these. If you didn't pick up like you were supposed to. Maybe you can get one when you come in after spring break, right? Or send me an email if you can come pick up in the office. I'll put some up there for you. But so you can see that's 4 inches, and every half inch I put a little notch. Okay, and I had to do that again. And it says to mark every half inch. And now it says how many half inches are in 4 inch. I'm just going to start counting. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and you're going to continue on. Okay, you can do that. The next one says now mark every quarter inch or every 4th inch. How many 4th inches are in 1 inch? Well, this is 1 inch, 2, 3, 4 again. I just want to know how many 4th inches are in 1. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then now it says how many are in 1 inch. And then on C, it says how many 4th inches are in 2 and how many are in 3 inches. So I'm going to let you try to answer those. I think you can do that, okay? And I will probably write all over it when I go over it in the answers. The second problem is kind of a tricky problem because you get done with it and you kind of expect more. They're basically saying there's 9 pieces of licorice, and draw a diagram showing how you would put these in packages, and each package holds 5 pieces. Well, I have 9 pieces, so if I want to put 5 in one package, There's 4. Maybe I move one of these over here, and then I make a package. Now, okay, so I got 5 here and 4 here. I can't make a second package. That's it. That's all she wrote. All right. How many packages can you make if each package has to have 5 pieces and you have 9? You can only make one. So basically, 9 divided by 5 is going to be 1. Now I have some left over. You call that a remainder. So sometimes you write that 1 remainder 4. Okay. That's it. That's all she wrote for that one. So that was just sort of tricky. Just why did they ask me that? It's so simple, right? But it makes you think. Okay. On to the bowling scores. When I was your age, there was something wrong with my knees, and my doctor said you cannot run for 6 months. You're not allowed. We want we're going to rest your knees. I was going crazy because I was playing all sorts of sports up until then. So my mom, the doctor said it was okay if I bowled. I signed up for a bowling league. So this is me, my bowling scores. No, this is actually odd reach bowling scores. But she made a histogram. Remember what a histogram is? All her scores that were between 70 and 80 came here. Now, that's only one game. Okay. We don't know if that score was 70 or 79. It was somewhere in there. Okay. It looks like she had 0 scores between 80 and 90. Okay. Now, I want to point out what this is here. That is crunching all the different ranges of numbers between 0 all the way up to 70. And why would we do that? Well, because she had no scores under 70. That doesn't make sense to start here with 0 and go 0 to 10 and then 10 to 20 and 20 to 30 if there's no scores there. So you're allowed to just sort of crunch all those. Otherwise, my graph would be really go way off to the right. Okay. So that's kind of cool. I've seen it done on the horizontal axis. Remember, this is horizontal, and on the vertical axis. You're allowed to do that sometimes. Okay. All right. So the questions are, how many total games did she bowl? Well, how many's here? This is 1. There weren't any between 80 and 90. Between 90 and 100, it looks like there are 2. Between 100 and 110, there's 1. See what I'm doing? I'm adding them up. So far I got 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to add up these, and these. And that's going to be your total games. Okay. Now, this next one, I can argue there can be more than one answer here, right? Between what 2 numbers were most of the scores? Okay. Well, you could say, okay, most of the scores, this is really tall, between 110 and 120. Okay. What if I said between, 130 and 150? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. But if I use 2, right? If you're just using 1, that I would say that would be your answer. But I might say, how about between 110 and 140? Now that's going to include almost all of them, right? Those are the 2 highest. All right. So I'm going to let you answer those. The portion between 130 and 140 is you get this total, which is 3. And that's going to be 3 out of how many were your total games? Okay. If she only bowled 4 games, then it's 3 out of 4, 3/4. That's the portion. You can say 3/4. You could say 75% if you want. Okay. On this one, you want to remember multiplying fractions is what? Multiplying fractions. You should have screamed easy. And I'm going to refer you to this morning's warm-up that hopefully you did, and have you recognize 7/8 times 5/6. Have you recognize 2/13 times 4/5. Have you recognize 6/7 to the second power, 6/7 times 6/7. Okay, and we've already done that. Look at your warm-up and copy those answers over. Okay, or do the warm-up, please. Okay, all right. On to 6-37. We got going here. 6-37 says graph these points. So remember, this is all what we call first quadrant. There's no negative numbers. Okay. So this is all really, when we learn how to do graffiti, over and up. Okay, over first number, up second number. So if it's 1, 1, I don't like that because you can do it wrong and get it right, right? But 1, 1 means I go over 1, up 1. And then 1, 5, I'm going to go over 1, up 5, and connect those dots, it says. I'm going to keep connecting dots as I go along. You're going to do that. You're going to come up with a shape, figure out which shape it is, then figure out the length of each side, and then get the area. I think you can do this without any more help. Know that after you get done with this, you're going to connect this dot to the first one. So if this is a graffiti, it would add another 1, 1 and have you go back to that dot. So this would get connected. Okay, close in your shape. All right. All right. 6-41, it is saying, I'm sorry, 6-38, it's saying to draw a diagram to help calculate each of the following quotients. 4 divided by 1/3. So 4 divided by 1/3, I got 4 whole pizzas or 4 whole candy bars. Let's make our candy bars 3 squares each. All right, that way it'll be easy to divide by 1/3. Okay. Or you can do pizzas and divide it. Each pizza should look like this. All right, cut into 3 pieces. Okay. Now, how many thirds fit into 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? I'm going to let you finish that. I think you can figure that out. Now, 6 divided into 2/3. Now I'm going to draw 6 of these guys. Okay, and I'm going to have 2/3 each. There's 2/3. There's 2/3. There's 2/3. I got these leftovers. I'm going to put these two together to make 2/3, right? And then I'm going to go off to the right here. Okay, I'm going to put these two together, this box and this box, to make another one. And I'm going to put these last two together. So you're going to figure out how many sets of 2/3 there are in those 6 total. Okay. All right. 6-39 says that Jess had 5 meters of twine and needs to cut it into lengths that are each 1/4 of a meter long. So I wrote a diagram. Okay. So this is my twine. It's 5 meters long. And I need to find out how many 1/4 pieces there are in this. The math problem ends up being 5 divided by 1/4. But you can draw that diagram and go count. Okay? Go try that out. 6-40, arrange these on a number line. All those numbers on a number line. Okay? Now, 8, 16, 8, 16, 4, 8, 8, 4, all of those go into 16. So I'm going to change these to 16th. 5 eighths is the same as how many 16ths? Well, I did 8 times 2 to get 16. So I'm going to go 5 times 2 and get 10. Okay, that's already 16ths. I did 8 times 2 to get this 16. Sorry about that mistake. So I'm going to go 3 times 2 and get 6. Okay. I get 8 times 2, so I got 1 times 2. Here I did 4 times what to get 16? 4 times 4, so I got a 1 times 4. Okay. And I did 4 times 4 to get 16. I go 3 times 4. And 8 times 2, 7 times 2. Now this will help me because I don't know if you noticed when I drew this line, I took advantage of the graph paper and made this 16, this one hole 16 boxes wide. So it'd be very easy to get 16ths. Go check that out, try it. And I'm going to let you give me your opinion on 6-41, where it says, if a pizza is split evenly among 3 people, which of the following is the most accurate description of the amount a whole pizza each person is going to get? Is it 0.33, 33 hundredths? Is it 1/3? Or is it 33.3%? You're going to give me your best guess on that. And the last two, they want you to make generic rectangles and multiply. Generic rectangle for 11 times 33. 11 is going to be a 10 with a 1. 33 is going to be a 30 with a 3, and you go 30 times 10, 30 times 1, 3 times 10, and 3 times 1. Add them up. I'm going to let you do that. This next one is 3 digits times 3 digits. So I'm going to end up with more boxes here, right? Because now I have 330 and 3, and I have 110 and 1. So I have 9 different boxes to multiply and then add. Okay. I think that's enough to get you going on that. Good luck on the rest. Go see your teacher if you need help this afternoon. Otherwise, come back tomorrow, check all your answers, see if you find any mistakes. Okay, have a good one.